Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And this pretty much confirms what people were speculating last week when a bunch of people jumped ship from Rooster Teeth, that layoffs and consolidation were coming. They were coming, and people in our last video said, you're full of it. That's not going to happen. Rooster Teeth is fine. Everything's fine.
What do we know?
It's all fine here.
Apparently quite a bit.
What do we know? Rooster Teeth, yeah, they're going to be laying off about 50 people, 13% of its staff. Now, I don't know if the layoffs last week were related to this or just those people had the heads up and they left on their own.
I think they had the heads up and they're like, oh, shit, better get out while I can.
Yeah, because sometimes you can take a voluntary layoff and get a severance package and you know.
Or they just knew it was coming and just went to, you know.
Yeah, left with their heads held high instead of their belongings in a box, right? That's the better way to do it. And this is coming from someone who's been laid off
I was
multiple
going to
times.
say, this happened to you with your belongings in a box.
Yes, literally. So anyway, before we get into the video, please subscribe to Clownfish TV for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We love bringing you content. It's getting harder for our content to get recommended on YouTube because the algorithm changed. So if you guys could subscribe to the channel, it helps us out immensely. We're hoping for 100,000 by the end of the year.
I want that button.
Geeky wants her play button. But thank you so much to all of you who have subscribed. I think we're going to hit 60,000 in the next day or two. And it's been one heck of a ride. So one thing we've talked about off and on this channel is Rooster Teeth and Crunchyroll and Elation and you know, this sort of merging of all these different divisions at Warner that deal with animation. It seems like there's definitely something going on here. And you know, now last month with Rooster Teeth, or it was I guess it's been about 2 months now, they had a big issue with their people not being treated terribly well.
Oh yeah, it's been a couple months. It all blends together.
It all blends together.
Sometime this summer.
Sometime over the summer, there was an issue with Rooster Teeth employees complaining on Glassdoor about the working hours. Rooster Teeth made some changes. They brought in Margaret Dean from Elation, also owned by Warner Brothers, to oversee Rooster Teeth for the time being, to help them until they found another production head. Now, we said when that happened, that's usually a warning sign.
Yep.
That there's some kind of restructuring or consolidation
I
coming.
still expect it to be restructured and consolidated more. Not right now, but down the road.
I think Rooster Teeth is going to get absorbed into Elation. I really do.
I think so too.
I think that's what's going to happen. We've speculated about that. People last week were Rooster Teeth fans were not very happy with us because they're like, just because a couple people left, that doesn't mean anything's happening.
No, never means anything.
Never means anything.
No, there's one person. It could be coincidence. Two people is a little bit. You know, three you're hitting statistical. You know, statistically there's got to be something going on
within a few days of each other. And okay, so Warner Media's Rooster Teeth cuts 13% of staff. That is not an insignificant cut. And I think it's probably cutting redundancies with Elation. If you would actually look into who's being cut, I think you're going to find that's who's being cut. So laying off about 50 people. Man, they've really grown though, because they were just like a handful of people.
And that's only 13%.
Yeah, so Rooster Teeth, for the first time in its 16-year history, has made a broad cutback in its workforce, laying off 13% of its employees, or about 50 staffers. The layoffs at Rooster Teeth, the sci-fi gaming and fandom division of Warner Media's Otter Media, were confirmed by the company Thursday. Rooster Teeth co-founder and CEO Matt Hullum, in a memo to staff obtained by Variety, indicated the layoffs were needed to right-size the organization to achieve future growth targets. Now, talking about right-sizing, they jacked the subscription rates up. They, you know, so there has been, I think there's a push from Warner Brothers to perform, because everything we've heard from animation industry insiders who come to us, whose names we don't divulge.
No.
They've been telling us that it's crunch time, no pun intended, at Crunchyroll, at Elation, at Cartoon Network, and at Rooster Teeth, because Warner Brothers, to get ready for this streaming service, the HBO Max streaming service, they are cutting corners.
Yes.
Cutting corners everywhere. Rooster Teeth's layoffs affected nearly all areas of the organization, including content production, advertising, distribution, and e-commerce. No event staff were let go. According to a rep, the company previously reported a headcount of 419 employees as of July. Rooster Teeth spokesperson declined to say whether senior level execs were let go as part of the layoffs.
Well, that's a little interesting. They declined to say. That's a little bit.
Declined to say. They probably, here's the thing, they might not know yet. They might be like, yeah, we're laying people off. We haven't really crunched the numbers yet. We don't know who's getting cut. Or if they laid off senior staffers, it would lead to speculation that those positions were redundant if they're going to merge with Elation or Crunchyroll.
Or he just didn't lay off senior staffers, because it seems like all these companies seem to keep the senior staffers, but then they treat the lower
underlings,
people
yeah.
like shit. Anyway.
So we'll lay off a bunch of underlings and give senior staff a raise. That's how it usually works. So an online video pioneer, Rooster Teeth, was founded in 2003. I remember when it was just, Red versus Blue.
Yeah, I remember that too.
YouTube shorts, which became part of Otter Media, previously a joint venture of Chernin Group and AT&T. Last year, AT&T bought out Chernin Group's stake in the JV and subsequently moved Otter Media under the aegis of Warner Media. Yeah, this is confusing.
Read the entire thing, because Variety is known for being wordy and full of
They
shit.
are.
To fluff
Get
the
all the
articles
keywords
up.
in here.
Yeah.
But they do mention some really key things. They shut down Machinima, which was Machinima was a big deal. They shut it down. They shut down Drama Fever.
Still mad about that one, guys. Still mad about
Warner has no problem whatsoever just pulling the plug on these companies. And, if I were Warner, I'd be like, do we really need like 9 different internet animation studios?
No.
I mean, realistically, do we, or can we just, pare it down to 1? And these are some tough questions. They talk about Red versus Blue. And here is Matt's post. And he always tries to look on the positive as he's, doing damage control. And this is the second or third post he's had to put out there in the last couple months to try to put these fires out. And of course, there's nothing wrong. Nothing's wrong here.
Like, I'm peeing on the fire, but my pee's made of gasoline. No, sorry.
Oh, God. So here,
Something burned.
3 hours ago. Hello, everyone. Today has been a tough day at Rooster Teeth.
No kidding.
And is unlike any other moment of organizational change we have experienced together. As we looked ahead at all of our upcoming opportunities and challenges, we had to make some difficult decisions about how we are organized. That means Warner is tapping them on the shoulder and telling them to cut people. Unfortunately, this meant that earlier today we reduced the size of our team by 13%.
But that means they already know who's gone then, because they already earlier today reduced it, so they know of senior VPs and stuff have been.
Yeah, they're probably just not divulging who got gone. Wait until after the fiscal year.
Yeah.
Wait until after the fiscal year. This is usually when companies reorganize like this, they always go in waves.
That's what I just said a little bit ago.
Yeah.
This is probably the first one.
The first wave. I know, because I've been in this situation before. So what they do is they get rid of the people they can get rid of immediately. If people have lingering projects and they need them, they keep them on.
They don't tell them they're going to get rid of them. They let them finish up the projects. And oops, guess what?
Right. They basically let them think. They lull them into a false sense of security. And then
I'm safe.
Yeah, so anybody working at Rooster Teeth, if you're being told to cross-train the person in the cubicle across from you, you're on the chopping block.
Yeah.
They want somebody else to do your job. You're on the chopping block.
They're trying to hurry up and get you to finish up some stuff, but not give you they're not talking about the future, giving you more things. I'd be worried.
Yeah, and also, they're like, hey, we're going to cut back on the staff hours. We're not going to work our staff so hard, but they're going to cut back on the staff. I'm telling you, they're going to get eaten up by another division in Warner. This decision is not reflective of anyone's individual performance.
It usually isn't.
No, and we're thankful for all of our former colleagues, all that they've contributed. We will be doing everything we can do to ease their transition, including helping them find their next opportunities.
Well, that's nice of them. A lot of times they just say, there's the door, suck it.
Right. Matt is typing this as he's packing up his stuff, probably, as he's booking a flight somewhere. As discussed during your department meetings, our managers have adjusted their teams to meet the needs of our future. What is the future? There might not be a future for Rooster Teeth.
I don't know.
Our industry is evolving rapidly, and we have to evolve with it if we want to succeed as we begin a new chapter. Again, putting a positive spin on bad news.
This is why you don't sell out to corporations.
No. We have the opportunity to focus on what we do best, creating great content for our community and partners, supported by key lines of business, including advertising, distribution, memberships, events, and e-commerce. That is put in there probably for Warner's benefit. We have a plan, Warner. Really, we do. We've accomplished a lot this year. Genlock and Immersion have both debuted successfully on TV. We've announced new here we go. We've announced new content partnerships with DC, HBO Max, and others. And we continue to produce the amazing programming that brings joy to our community every single day, just not as much of it. We can look forward to more success along this path, continuing to grow our relationships with the Warner Media family and beyond, and finding new platforms HBO Max, where we can continue our pioneering creative work in gaming, animation, and comedy, with many teams moving to new office space tomorrow.
Oh, so they're getting a new office?
Downsizing?
Or are they getting like, yeah, the building too expensive? I
Well,
don't know.
this is what happened with Marvel Comics. They basically shoved the Marvel Comics people into the same building as Disney Publishing.
Yeah. Oh, well, now that building's being redone. They're building a whole new one. So that's probably going to, that's a move there. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so we will meet briefly on Monday to discuss these changes. I look forward to seeing you. As always, I find renewed confidence, optimism, and excitement. I'm sorry, I'm like smiling because I'm like, you're so full of shit.
We're all fucked.
You're all done. It's done. I think you're done. I think Rooster Teeth is done.
I don't know if it's done, but there's something going on.
Greatly,
it's not gonna be. I think it's gonna be turned into something else.
Yep. Finally, I want to wish all our former coworkers the best. We're thankful for the passion and creativity that they brought to Rooster Teeth, even those of you who complained on Glassdoor, and grateful for the friendships we've formed. I've been fortunate to work closely with many of those leaving today, and it's sad to say goodbye.
I wonder if Glassdoor has all of a sudden a bunch of reviews today.
I don't know. We'll have to go out there. But here are some of the comments. There aren't a whole lot of comments. Sorry to hear about the downsizing. Love that anti-crunch, better working conditions culture you guys lied about 6 weeks ago. Sad to see a growing company have to cut jobs. Sad to hear the past year makes it seem that Rooster Teeth is on a downward slope. I love this company. It has changed my life so much. I hope you guys can recover from this. Rooster Teeth was a bigger deal when they were independent. Now, again, like you were saying, when you're part of a corporation, this happens all the time. Mm-hmm. Sometimes companies buy other companies to take the assets they want from that company or the IP.
Take the thread off the board.
And take them off the board. I mean, sometimes they'll buy... This has happened many times. Even one company I worked for, they would buy a competitor. They had no interest in keeping the people. They would just buy out a competitor just to take them off the board. Mm-hmm. Or there was like one patent that company had that they wanted, and it was cheaper just buy the whole damn company.
Right.
And take them off the board.
But unfortunately, it hurts a lot of people, but they don't care.
They don't care. So let's go out to Glassdoor.
I'm just wondering. I mean, there might be nothing, but I'm wondering because if Glassdoor, if all of a sudden there's a bunch of, reviews today on Glassdoor. Ooh, they're on 2 stars now, man.
June was happy for work, but knew something was wrong.
Oh, knew something was wrong.
Something was wrong. Terrible management and toxic culture in June. Because
that was back when people brought up about the working hours and stuff being bad. So it was that long ago, probably.
Insane needless hours due to bad planning, lack of experience. Yeah,
okay,
it was over the summer.
But there hasn't been anything new since then. So interesting.
No.
I'm kind of curious to see what happens.
Did they lock it down?
I don't know, because I'm kind of curious to see what happens, going forward, because there's a bunch of people just got gone.
I just don't. I'm like, where does this leave everybody else? They were already understaffed, clearly, and now they're cutting a bunch of staff. I don't think there is a silver lining to this. I think it is very, very clear that Rooster Teeth is going to be transitioned into something else, and I personally think they're going to get rolled into Elation, and Elation's going to be the like anime style company that makes content.
Oh, High Guardian Spice all the time.
High Guardian Spice in 3D.
No, I don't think that's what's going to happen. But I mean, it might get into Elation. I don't think they're going to make just High Guardian Spice. Though.
I think they're going to reorganize drastically. I mean, we're hearing from animation insiders. They're coming to us and they're telling me that, even at Cartoon Network, they're sweating it. Mm-hmm. They don't know what's going on with the Warner Media thing. Like, Cartoon Network is in a state of flux. That's why you're not seeing Thundercats Roar, or they're not making a big deal about it just yet. We don't know where it's at. High Guardian Spice.
Hopefully 6 feet under. It's probably, I bet it's not, though.
I'm sure it's coming out in some form. High Guardian Spice was clearly behind schedule because they're screening the pilot
now
when the whole series was supposed to drop months ago.
Right, yeah, it's a little odd.
We don't know what's going on, but everything we've heard from people is that people right now at Cartoon Network are freaking out. Okay, because
anything attached to Warner Media, they're
anything
freaking
attached
out.
to Warner, yeah.
It's not looking good because, well, I mean, I don't know. Is another case of, like, for example, like Scholastic, their graphics department for the graphic novels is like, they don't really care. I mean, it's like their it's like their lowest performers. So it's kind of like people that have worked there have told us they're part of Scholastic, but they're like, you're kind of like backburnered. And I'm wondering if that's what they're looking at. They're part of Warner Media, but Warner Media is backburning these, things they're not attached to a big IP.
Yeah.
They don't think they're gonna get a lot out of it. That they just put these in the back burner.
Possibly, because I mean, I can't believe that something like, I mean, Ruby's got a pretty passionate online fan base. But I don't think it has the mass market penetration of like a Batman direct to DVD.
Right, but I'm saying, but let's be honest. How many executives know what Ruby is?
I guarantee you,
even if it has a big fan base, they're probably looking at it as, I never heard of it. You know what I mean? But I've heard of this. You know, so I've
heard of Batman, so we're gonna make more direct-to-DVD Batman movies.
Even though it might be a bad choice. I mean, we already know that they make bad choices all the time. So I mean, do we need to look? You know, look at the mouse. Anyway, I'm just saying. Just, you know, I'm wondering if they're kind of like, you know, kind of slamming them together, whether it makes sense or not, because they don't care. They're just going to back burner it. Because to them, it doesn't seem like that's an industry we don't need to worry about so much right now. We're more focused on these things. Just put it back there and let them handle it.
Yeah, and they have that new head of the studio that came in, and people were kind of questioning, you know, her qualifications, and they could just be looking at like, why do we have like 9 different cartoon producer outlets that produce cartoons when we really just need 1 or 2.
See, to me, I think you're smarter to keep the Rooster Teeth name, and you know, if it was me as an executive, I'd keep that, and I might roll some other things into it. But they're not going to look at it that way. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, knowing what we know, I would keep that name. But
so what are they going to call it? If they have like Rooster Teeth,
this would probably call it Elation.
Just call it Elation or Rooster Fellation. You know, what are they going to call it? I don't know. I think that's what's going to happen, though. I think Margaret Dean is going to be in charge.
Elated Teeth.
What's that?
Elated Teeth.
Elated Teeth. I think Matt Hullum is living on borrowed time too. I think they're going to merge with Elation at least, and I think Margaret Dean will be in charge of the whole enchilada.
So they're going to call it Women in Animation are the best, and Men are Stinky Rooster Teeth Pants.
Rooster Teeth Pants?
Rooster Teeth Pants.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know, because I just, like, there's a definite trend with this women in animation that, you know, which I'm 100% for more women being in animation. I just think sometimes it's not about hiring the most qualified, it's just hiring who has boobs.
Okay, well, I can't top that. So we're gonna watch the Rooster Teeth situation. I think we're looking at it's going to be a bucket of fried chicken here pretty soon, especially after the fiscal year is over.
I'm sorry. I was just thinking, 11 herbs and spices.
11 herbs and spices. That's going to be all that's left, like 11 people working at Rooster Teeth. All right, so we're going to wrap this one up. Okay, so please subscribe to Clownfish TV for more pop culture news, views, and rants. This has been Neon and Geeky. Goodbye.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.